Okay, good morning. We're not going to have a fancy camera this morning. We're just going to shoot from the phone, and we're going to talk about a post that I just created on LinkedIn. I'm going to get my camera tripod set up here. Hold on one second. I posted this article on LinkedIn this morning about living simply. And one of the things I said was that there's these condos across the street from my former building, from my former office in South Lake Union, Seattle. The condo's rent is $9,000 a month for a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, about 1,200 square feet. And it seems crazy that somebody would ever spend that kind of money, but that type of money is a drop in the bucket for people who are working in top tech, dual income earners who are working in top tech. And a lot of these people are pretty young. They're in their early 30s. They're working at Google and Amazon or, Facebook or whatever, and they're raking in, $400,000 a piece. They're pulling in $1 million a year almost when it's all said and done with stock. And the interesting thing is the mentality for somebody who's making that kind of money is not how am I going to take this money and in the next 3 to 5 years totally retire, totally simplify, go down to one car, go down to a small house and have time freedom. Literally, these people could do whatever the hell they want in the next couple of years. And the large majority of Americans actually dislike their job or they're actively disengaged in the job. So you have, according to Gallup, right, you have 70+% of people in the United States who are actively disengaged in their job. So take the people who are making this kind of money and say that statistically 70% of them are disengaged in their jobs, right? They want to pursue their passions, they want to spend more time with family, but yet they live in a $9,000 a month condo and they're not saving their money. They're not being strategic. They're not thinking about an exit strategy. They're thinking about the exit strategy in terms of being 65 years old and retiring, right? So what nobody is thinking about, especially what's crazy, and I hope it changes in the era of COVID-19 here, but what nobody is really thinking about is time maximization. Like, time is the only currency that we have. And for people that can afford these type of things, right, the answer is always more, just more shit. And then they become enslaved by their shit and they can never get out of the game. And I've said this in a couple videos, like, it's so important to have an exit strategy. And I preach to people about getting into big tech so that they can create an exit strategy, right? Like, build the wealth and then build your exit strategy so that you can do whatever the hell you want. Now, for the 30% of people who are out there who love their jobs, right, who are making this kind of money, more power to you, like, stay in the game. But for the people who are unhappy, right, regardless of what type of salary that you're making, right, this era of COVID-19 allows us to kind of pause and say, what is really important, right? Like, time is really important. Spending time with the people we love is really important. Spending time on our passion projects is really important. What is not important is getting multiple cars. What is not important is getting a $1 million home that has you enslaved to debt, right? Those things don't matter at all. The only thing that matters is time. And I think about time within the context of death, right? Like, we're all going to die one day and we don't think about that, right? Like, social media has us believe that we're all gonna live forever, and advertising campaigns have us like totally brainwashed into believing that the things we buy are gonna friggin' make us fulfilled, and they're not gonna make us fulfilled, and we are gonna die. And so within the context of death, the only currency we have is time. And so my mission is to maximize the amount of time that I have. I tell people so often, like, get into tech, figure out your exit strategy so that you can do whatever the hell you want. And if you can find a way into tech and find a job you love, great. But if you're not fulfilled, then be strategic. Think about what is the concept of enough for you. Like, we never get taught what is enough, right? We just default to more. And so when we're in school, we think, okay, well, I want to be successful. And so we don't define the term success. So success means being ultra rich because we think that being ultra rich is going to be the path to being fulfilled. And then what is ultra rich? Well, ultra rich becomes being a billionaire. And so it just becomes this, you're clawing for your whole life, trying to become a billionaire so that you can try to be fulfilled. My rent here at this house is $1,400 a month. Like my wife and I could live all in total expenses off of about $3,000 to $3,500 a month, and we don't need any more money than that. Like actually $5K per month would make us live like kings, and I don't have to work. If I say I have all the time in the world, then that time is infinitely more valuable than the person who makes millions of dollars a year and stressed the fuck out and has no time at all, right? So that's the key. That's the point of this video, right? Like define for yourself what is enough, especially in this era of COVID-19. That's it. That's all I got. I'm gonna drink some more coffee. I'm gonna get back to work. That's my rant for today, and we'll catch you on the next video. We'll see ya.